Hello! Welcome to a new episode of Bryce Talk Show. And we hope you enjoyed the recent Microsoft SAM video. I will try to create a new project of a new video this week and have it uploaded so it's not so long for a new episode, just like last time, because I know that it was crazy over the last few times due to there not being any more episodes. So I'm sorry if you didn't get to see any episodes from that. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good weekend. I did. Just hung around, watched the Ohio State Buckeye game, and also hanged out in the pool. I was playing with my little water rocket. Remember that video I made in June where I was playing with the water rocket? Well, I was playing with it again, and when I was in the house, Grandma took a picture of all the wet stuff that I got wet, and it was pretty crazy because I got all kinds of things all wet. It was like everything was wet. The chair pads were wet. Sometimes the umbrella was wet. It would drip when I was down there, but even they didn't see me in the picture because I was in the house eating, but Grandma took a picture of this whole thing, and that way I could show it. Anyways, here are the she took two pictures, so here are the pictures that Grandma took of this, and these are the pictures Grandma took. As you can see in the picture, there was like everything that was soaking wet. It was probably the most stuff that was most soaked. I mean, we had all kinds of things wet. We had, like I said, I got the umbrella, which was kind of fun because I would be near it, and then it would just drip like that. Although it wasn't dripping in the picture because it was already dry. And it wasn't dripping when I came in the house, so I'm sure it might have been a little damp, but it was not as wet. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy. Also, I've been playing music on my FM radio transmitter, my CZH-05B transmitter, and went in the pool Friday too, so it's a pretty good, fun kind of weekend I've had these past days. Now, me and Dad were also hanging out in the bedroom on Friday just talking, and it was kind of fun, actually, because we were just doing all that fun stuff. Also, our main topic today, I got iOS 11 back on my iPhone, iOS 11.4.1, iOS 11.4.1. And iOS 12 comes out tomorrow, the 17th of September, and I'm going to install the real version. And I found the website. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember the website, but I downloaded the iOS software on my computer. Then I updated it using iTunes, because I have iTunes on my computer, and I had my phone plugged in, and I got iOS 11.4.1. And I thought, even though you can still use the iOS 12 beta and get the real version of iOS 12, I'm going to stick around with iOS 11 for a little bit, till the iOS 12 comes, actually. So, it's been a lot of adventure with different software, like upgrading and downgrading, so it's been kind of fun during the past months in the summer, and especially because I upgraded to the 12 beta, and the first time I tried to update to iOS 11, it failed, and because I still had the iOS 12 beta profile. So then I removed the profile, and then I did it again, and then it worked. So that's something that I, kind of needed to really think, because I was like, I think I need to remove the iOS profile, because when I checked, it was still in iOS 12, and it was installing iOS 12 Developer Beta 12, which I already installed when it came out in around mid-August. So yeah, and it installed again, and then I removed the profile. I had to wait till iOS 12 Beta 12 installed first before I moved back to iOS 11, because I could not do anything afterwards. So I bet when everybody sees iOS 12, they're like, oh my god, that's so crazy. And I was recently looking through all the beta versions, and I was pretty surprised that my phone actually only took 10 or more minutes to turn back on, because normally stuff like that, especially from a big update, would actually turn back on. And I'm sure that when iOS 12 comes out, when I update to the real version, I bet it would take a long time to turn on, because when I updated to iOS 11.0, when the very first iOS 11 came out, it took I don't remember, 10, maybe 20 minutes just to turn back on. It was kind of crazy. I'm like, is this thing ever going to turn on? And it also said in the description that it was going to be a big release, so it was probably expected that it was going to take so long, and that it was going to, pretty much make it so long. And I'm not exactly sure how much the size was, but I'm sure this new one will be even more bigger because of all the new stuff they have in there. And the speed is really interesting, and the speed on your phone will be even more faster than before, so that's a really good thing to know, that your speed will be improving. And that's what we want to see. We want to see the iPhone speed improving, and we want to see it happen. And it's also showing that it also works. It also, on the older devices, it will speed up faster on there too, which will also be perfect, because people with the iPhone 6 and 5 will also have a pretty good speed when launching apps. And I noticed there was a little difference when I downgraded back to 11.4.1. And when I was using voice memos, I was trying to get used to it, because voice memos is completely different from iOS 11 to 12. And the thing I noticed when I downgraded back to iOS 11.4.1 was what? I don't know what your dad was saying. Anyway, I don't know. When I downgraded back to iOS 11.4.1, I noticed that the voice memos on the names of my recordings were changed. So let's say I had a name for my recording, like I made a recording where I was talking to Dad, talking to Papa. I called it one of those things, and then all of a sudden when I downgraded, the names were changed to the date that it was recording. It didn't change to new recording, whatever. It just said if I was recording on August, it would say 8/ and then whatever, instead of the name that I wrote for the recording, which was pretty weird, and I never heard such a thing. So I had to rename it back to one of the titles. And so yeah, I thought that was pretty strange. I didn't ever notice that ever happening ever, because I would think that it was. Another thing is, when I downgraded to iOS 11, it also changed my settings. I didn't know if anybody was texting or nothing, because all the apps that I had notifications on were off. And so I had to turn them all on yesterday. I'm like, how come I'm not hearing any email notifications or nothing? So I went and turned it back on. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I didn't really have a clue what was going on, because I thought, well, what? I don't know what's going on here. Why is it doing all these crazy things? I mean, it should be doing something good, wouldn't you think? At least. So, yeah. And man, I don't know why, but boy, that is crazy, I think. Because I was like, and then I also had to set my alarms again because I also had an alarm so I could wake up in the morning for school, and I had to set that alarm back up again because it also removed my messages as well, but that's not as important. But, so yeah. And I was actually surprised I still had my notes and all the other stuff, because since I lost just about everything else, I'm surprised I still had my notes and my music and all kinds of things. Like I'm like, what? How could I still have all this stuff and I lost like 20% of stuff, and then I had to, like, I don't understand how that worked. I mean, I did some backups in iTunes, and I mean, but like some things were able to be saved in there, and some just did not complete, I guess. I mean, I don't know what happened there, but oh boy. And I was actually surprised I had the Measure app too, because that's an iOS 12 application, not for iOS 11, so that's something I needed to tell you. I thought, what in the heck is going on? But now we know what's going on. And so far, I think it's a little different. And I know my battery life went berserk when I downgraded. It was like crazy. There's definitely a difference in battery life. I don't know if any of you had went back to iOS 11.4.1, but if you did, you noticed that there was a crazy battery life. It it would go dead pretty short sometimes. And I'm sure when I go back to iOS 12, it will be different. It'll probably be better than before. So, that's what I say. Now, as for that, I'm thinking that this new version will be better. Because I already watched the keynote about it in June, so I already know how that went. So, yeah. And also, and hopefully it will turn out really good the next time it comes out, because I think it's going to be great. And plus, since it's not a beta version anymore, it probably will be even better, because it won't be it'll be less bugs. I'm sure there will be, but it will be less than a beta has. So, yeah. And a lot of people kept on complaining that Fortnite crashed on the iOS 12 beta in the very beginning. I've heard many people say that Fortnite crashes, but I think that was fixed. And that was back when iOS 12 beta first started. So I definitely remember that, although I never downloaded it, but I remember people saying that they had problems using it, so that's pretty much. So yeah, I'm like what? Fortnite's crashing? What? And that happens. Like sometimes, like during the first betas, it's not always that great. There's so many bugs in there that has to be like patched and fixed, and it's just man. So yeah, and you probably can't believe it either, but that's pretty much how that works. I should see if I could downgrade all the way back to iOS 6 using that website that I found. Maybe I could even downgrade. I don't know. I wonder how far the iPhone 7 can downgrade. Oh yeah, I think that'll be interesting though. So, I remember using iOS 6 back then. On my iPhone 4S. I didn't have an iPhone 4 or 4S. So, yeah, I remember that. And so, and I also remember iOS 7, 8, and 9, and 10, because I also was on these different things, and that's when iOS 10 is when the voice Tom and everybody else came in. So yeah, definitely remember that. So yeah, I remember that pretty much because I thought that was actually kind of cool. And there's Alex talking again. I guess it's cutting speech off because he can't shut up while I'm recording. I used to say the shut up Alex whenever he would talk. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. Like, so yeah. I remember when I made the graduation video a long time ago. When Alex was talking, I was like, shut up, Alex. And I was like, shut up, Alex. And I did that in some of my talk show episodes too, because he wouldn't shut up. So I was like, shut up, Alex. Anyway. Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And I hope you will listen to the next podcast I created in Anchor, which is already released, so you can go listen to that. And it's been out for a week, so you can check that out if you'd like to see what I did in there. And I will see you guys in the next one. And have a good day.